There we stand, the Finnish car guys, in the rain, totally baffled by something that shouldn't baffle us, a car.
Let's not go through the whole story because you've heard it 1,000 times already. The bottom line is, it all went well, and in the end the Frog Prince eventually married the Queen. And in the ceremony, a sales record-breaking Ford ran right into the congregation.
You knew we had to do that. And yeah, we need to point out how hilariously out of place these commercials are in 2021.
Everything you could ask for on a secretary's salary.
So it's a car that even a secretary, a female one of course, can drive. So why do we, the battle-hardened Finnish car connoisseurs, look like we're about to poop our pants? It's very rare that I come across something that makes my heart pound faster and my palms sweaty, just purely out of respect for the thundering noise of a V8 and the thought of leaf springs front and back.
Same here. The idea of a wet road, axles from the 1930s, John Deere made it to a... Well, shall we see what it's made it to? Here you'll find a Ford racing crate engine called a 351 Iron Boss.
The 351 is American for 5.7 in the Old English. And the Iron Boss is American for an engine. I mean, motor.
And that should tell you everything you need to know about the ethos of a period American red light racer.
Well, think about an engine. I mean, motor from anywhere else but America.
You mean names like XU10J4RS or 1UZ K20?
Exactly. Now think about the American equivalents. You have Thunder, Lightning, Power Stroke, Iron Duke.
That just sounds like you're constipated or something.
Well, let's see if I am. Give me the keys. Definitely not the constipation. It's these engines that have a name that are the heart and soul of these cars.
I'm sort of getting that as well. In terms of Star Wars, it's not a 3CPO or R2D2. This is Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker.
It's certainly all about the engine here. Don't get me wrong, the interior is a nice place to be in, but...
Yeah, it's completely different to European GDI stuff, where the engine, in worst case scenario, is just a propulsion system for a Nordschleife lap time. It's built from the chassis up, whereas this thing is built from that Iron Boss down. Exactly.
And this thing is built well. That small block sends its power through a 3-speed box, which you can manually operate through this B&M shifter. Then it goes through a rear locker and a 275-section rear rubber.
And a surprisingly big percentage of the power is actually transmitted to the tarmac instead of just ending up as tortured rubberized smoke.
What about the negative forces then? Does this thing brake? Surprisingly well, actually.
Thanks to these grooved and drilled Wilwood front brakes with 4 pistons pressing against them in both corners.
And speaking of corners, should we tackle the untackleable and show this American icon some corners?
We can do that. This is exactly the part where the V8 gods and this sort of weather actually need some respect.
This experience can best be described as intimidating.
It almost feels like I have to learn driving again, because this is like the closest thing you can get to boating, but we're just on tarmac. I'm wondering how it feels on the passenger seat.
Yeah, it's laid back, but it's a bit scary, to be honest. And you know, I don't normally get scared when riding shotgun with you, but here, with absolutely no bolstering or a belt of any kind, I'm finding it hard to even stay on my seat.
That's really weird that you're always trying to grasp for the seatbelt, but it's not there.
Yeah, of course there isn't one. Yeah, and the ad campaign isn't the only thing that's not quite 2020 about this car then.
We die like real men is certainly the case with this car. If dying like real men means ending up in 10 separate pieces looking like a piece of an Iron Duke. Look at these B-pillars, for example. They are not gonna protect you from anything. Your forehead is the crumble zone.
But then again, that means that the 60s relic made of pig iron, lead, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's forearms weighs only 1,300 kilos. In the 2021 world of 2.5-ton hybrid family estates, that's nothing.
Come on, my turn to drive. Oh yeah, no belts.
No belts.
This does induce some childish giggling. Certainly more smiles per gallon than miles per gallon. Certainly doesn't feel like home on this twisty stuff. None of the components in this car, they don't seem like they even belong to the same vehicle. The rear doesn't communicate with the front, and then neither of those things communicates with me.
Yeah, I think the steering is quite hilarious as well.
Yeah. It feels like you make a suggestion for the steering wheel, and then the wheel itself brings in front of the board, and then the board decides whether you should be allowed any sort of steering output.
But it's not so loosey-goosey as I actually thought.
No, it doesn't feel like it actively wants to kill you, and that's surprising for me.
It's quite a good thing when you think about it.
Just one more thing. Windscreen wipers talk. That's actually not a bad idea, because now I'm reaching over here.
So, why are there so many videos of Mustangs running into an unsuspected crowd?
But I'm guessing it's that first to second shift in automatic mode.
Yeah, that gets people, yeah. If you're not doing it manually, then it could catch you by a bit of a surprise.
So no, it's not made for precision driving through corners, nor do any of the numbers make the slightest bit of sense. Yet, it's a massive icon. The iconic looks are one reason. Go Google Mustang and type in any year from 1965 to 2021 and prepare to be amazed. They all look worlds apart, yet distinctively Mustang, and amazing in their own way. Well, maybe except the latest unfortunately named EV crossover-y thingy, but you get the point.
The other reason is, simply put, that it's fun to drive. Driving it, you simply don't care how many horsepower it has, how many G's it pulls, or what the fuel consumption is. All facts and figures are completely pointless with the car, and truth be told, they're pointless in most of the cars we're interested in. The greatness of a car is measured by the width of the grin on the driver's face.
These grinning faces should tell you everything you really need to know.
So, that was something we've never done before.
That's the first time in my life I definitely felt 5.7 liters of pure American freedom.
Yeah, with the 351 motor. It's definitely not made for the twisty stuff, which is a first for us. We tend to enjoy this quite a lot, but it's not what this car does.
Oh, but I still like it.
Yeah, the more I got to enjoy it, the more I learned to appreciate it. It's not made for the twisties, but it is made for this. Kyllä nämä vyöt pitää mua tässä vähän niinku sivusuunnassa.